everybody, it's the Rideshare Reseller, and I'm gonna show you what I picked up today, and I'm gonna show you what I sold in the last few days. I'm gonna combine again. I'm gonna give you this part, and then after this, some sold items. So here we go. Let's take a look. All right. Look at those shoes back there, huh? All right. Up first, everybody, is this Plasma Flow. You have seen me sell this before. This is my third one. I paid a whopping $5.49 minus my senior discount, so $5. $50 right here. Every time you see these, $50. So make sure you grab that. That's a good item to sell. Second up, this was interesting because, well, you can see the side there. The box is a little beat up. If you look at the box, it looks a little, a little tattered. So it's sealed. Goodwill will seal the boxes, at first. But you got to look inside. So this is sitting on the shelf. And nobody really, I just think that they thought it was used or whatever. So I crack it open. Brand new pair of speakers inside. They're brand new. And I believe I paid, I want to say $7.99 or $9.99. It's $10. Let's call it 10. $10, and that's going to get me about 80. So either it just got there or people just were ignoring it. And, I open it up and they are brand spanking new. And let's start way over here now. Now this is a Savers find. It was 30% off today, so I picked these up for $1.50. With tax, pretty much $1.50. This is, wow, I gotta spin it the right way. Quip Mint Anti-Cavity Toothpaste. So here's the deal. I'm gonna bundle them as a pair of 4 because each tube is a 3-month supply, they say. So I'll bundle them as 4, a year supply. There are 14 of them there. They will sell for $35 for 4. So I will pull a net profit of about 18 off of each 4. So 3 of those, 30, 56, and then 2 more. So let's call it, a $60 profit off my, I believe it's 21 bucks, right? $21. So very, very good. And also just basically one listing. So that's cool. And down here, I couldn't pass these up. These were $1.99, and they are, oops, Kissing salt and pepper shakers. So here we go. If you watch, now here they go. They have a little magnetic nose. And they don't get much, but they're cute. About 15 bucks probably for those 2 guys, which is a good buy. Over here, whenever you see these, if you can get them for about $1 or even less, 50 cents, pick these Weight Watchers calculators up. You'll pick up a quick $12 off of each one. They sell really quickly, so 12 bucks, that's a no-brainer. So I'm going to turn basically $2 into $24. Can't beat that. All right, now you know me, I am not a big shoe person unless they're really good, okay? Or I can sell them fast. Which ones do you think are the most expensive? That one, that one, that one, or those? Those are Tory Burch, those are Vans, those are Rothy's, and those are Antonia Saint out of New York. So anyhow, I think the most expensive pair is the Rothy's. Now, there's a guy, a friend of mine, Charlie, who's great with shoes and great with clothes, and he always seems to find Rothy's. I have never found a pair of Rothy's, but today I did. And they were in the strangest place. They were not in the shoe rack. They were not in the bin. These were on the health and beauty aisle on the bottom shelf, just sitting there. And for some reason, somebody must have had them in their hands. And they are in really, really good shape. You can see that I paid $7.99 minus 80, so $7.20. Those will sell for, I'm going to put them up for $139, and I hope I can get 100 to 110. Now, I should be able to. A key, I guess, Charlie is telling me, is the pointed ones are the better sellers. These are in really good shape. He sells them all the time when he finds them, so that's really, really cool. All right. These over here, you can see how big they are. These are size 10s. But the reason why I picked these up is pretty much, they are shiny new. You can tell by the heel. The heel will tell you everything. And they're size 10, and I paid 8, so minus 80 cents. So I paid $7.20. I couldn't pass them up. The black ones sell much better, period. But at size 10, there's nobody with this color at size 10. If I can even get $60, $70 out of these, I'd be happy. So that's what I'm going to do. At this point, I have time. I can wait. I'm in no big hurry. So those are going to go up, for about 79 bucks and see what happens. A good little shoe, I hope. But I got patience. Now, over here, these are Tory Burch. I learned these from Rally Roots, those guys, and Charlie, my friend, these are $60 shoes. Tags are on the bottom, I think. Tag was on the bottom. I paid $8. I know I paid $8 for those. Same place I got the Rothies. So there's a $50, $60 sale. These guys right here are quite unique. They are Koi Vans, and they are in excellent shape. They're used, but I mean maybe once. So I'll clean them up. A little spot right in there, but that should all clean up very nicely. And believe it or not, those have comps all over the place, anywhere from $70 to $130. And what did I pay? Back there, $7.49. $7.49. So those will be good sellers, and that's me on shoes. That's the only way I like to operate. I don't like to find them unless they are name brands, that kind of thing, and that's how I work. And I'm going to show you the next two items. The next two are actually the most expensive items of all. So we have a tennis racket here, and we have a piece of glass here. I'll even tell you who the glass is. The glass is marked Murano, and there's the tennis racket. Which one is more expensive? If you said the glass, you would be wrong. The tennis racket, again, I paid $7.49. Goodwill out here marks every tennis racket. It seems like $7.49. This happened to be coming out on a cart, and I was right there. Once I picked it up, I knew it. It was in the bag, but I just knew picking it up. Opened it up. It's a BLX Wilson, and it's a size 02. $300 on this racket is what I will get. There's a comp of $250 and a comp of $350, many of them. So this I'm gonna get $299. That's what I'm shooting for, and I think I'm gonna get it. So people pass these tennis rackets up all day long. There you go. Now this one's very interesting. This is a piece of glass. This is another mistake by savers. The pricers can't see it. If you look on the bottom, it's just, you can't see anything. You have to really take a loop and kind of look around. And on the bottom, it is marked Murano. Murano is from Italy. This is I don't know if it's a fruit bowl or whatever, but look at the price. There it is, $2.99 for that bowl. And they thought it was probably a piece of plastic. I'm betting you most of them thought it was a piece of plastic, and they put $2.99. It is going to go for about $150. That's my estimate on that. Okay. So a nice little haul of some pretty quality items, and it's quite amazing. That little tennis racket right there is going to be the big winner of everything you see here. All right, guys, I'm going to make kind of a medium-size what sold video. I'm going to show you some very interesting things that I have sold, and be right back. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, it's the Rideshare Reseller. We're back. Thought I'd show you my shirt. Yeah, that's the 4-0 49ers for Commonwealth Picker. You're gonna have to watch the video and look at that. Anyhow, great night, Monday night for my 49ers. They're now 4-0. It's been a tough stretch of years, so I'll brag a little bit and say they look good. So next week we play the Rams, and Could be very interesting game. So I wanted to just tag this to the what items I picked up video, a little bit of some of the things I sold. I posted on Instagram that I had my busiest 3-day Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's what I consider a 3-day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I could have thrown in Monday because yesterday, this is Tuesday, yesterday I did extremely well there too. In the background, you'll see one of the items that I sold. I'm attempting to package that up. I'll show you that in a minute. Anyhow, yeah, I had my busiest 3-day period ever. So I've been doing it 6 months, and this is my biggest total. I will show you that. I want to be totally transparent. As always, I am going to have to make my screen a little bit smaller. And I'm going to have to try to make this one a little bit bigger. All right, I can do it. There it is. All right, this was from October 4th to October 6th. I sold $2,017, basically about $2,100, because there was one more sale in there I didn't catch at the end of the night. It was about a $70 item. But $2,000 in 3 days for me is pretty darn good. I will show you a mix of them. I won't show you all of them because I don't want the video to be too long, but I picked out, some middle of the road and how it climbed up to that total. There were a couple of larger items that sold, and also there was a mixture of some smaller items. So I can't remember what I put on here, but I will definitely show you that. I'm always going to try and be as transparent as I can, as they'll let me, especially with Amazon. I just don't know all of Amazon's rules as far as what I can show you and what I can't. But anyhow, that is my totals there for that 3-day period, all right? So let's get on to some items that sold on that. All right. This one, I think this might have been the last item that I had from last night. This is, let me swing around. It is a, I'm going to move myself, make myself smaller. That's what I got to do. Sorry, guys. It's always a little tricky here. Boom, boom. No. I'm going to make that just a little bigger. Hopefully you can see it. This one took me a while. This was an early on pick from my early days of picking. And this was a Thermador griddle plate. And I remember paying probably about $10, no more than $10 for that. And it sat around for a while. Somebody came by and said, hey, $60. And I said, fine, I'm going to take it. I needed to move it. So the shipping was $15 and the cost was $10. So there's $25. And the fees were roughly $9, so $35. So I'm only going to make about $25. But I got rid of it and I made $25 against my money. So sometimes you just got to hope these things will go. You know, you're not going to always hit the big home run. And that one there was still a profit. That's what counts. All right, this one here. Actually, I think this one sold. Is that the 8th? That one sold. This one sold today. Got this one at an estate sale. This little guy is a brand new Samsung Blu-ray Wi-Fi player. And I paid $10 for it and sold it for $80 with shipping. I'm going to be shipping that tonight, so I don't know exactly what the shipping cost will be for me. But I'll probably still make around a $50 profit on that, roughly in that range. So that's a nice little profit on an item. All right, let's take a look. All right, here's one that sold during that period. This is a very interesting little item here. I've been finding perfume and that kind of stuff, and this is men's cologne. Found this in the glass case at a Goodwill. I think I paid $10 or $12 for it, in that range. But I knew it was going to sell for around $80, roughly. I got my full price. I did put it at $72.95, and it sold within 2 weeks, and very quickly. I have sold Dune. I have sold another small bottle, and I have some Jean Nate. So some of this perfume, especially if it's brand new and vintage, will definitely move fairly quickly for you. And that was Giorgio Armani gift set. All right, next up, this one's stuck around a while too. So I'm going to show you, some of my good ones, and then this one did stick for a while. This was early on. I really thought I could sell it quickly, and it just stuck around. This one is shipping globally. This one is going out somewhere overseas. I did pay about $8 as I remember for it. 8, maybe no more. It could have been 10, but I'm pretty sure it was 8. $59.95. I paid shipping on that. It went to Kentucky because that's where it's going. $15 there minus say 21. There's 39, about a $30 profit in that range, somewhere in that range. Still made money, but it did stick around. It is not fairly large, but it is large. But what's good about some of these items is it's square. It's pretty easy to file away. It's not that hard. All right, next item up. All right, this was a very interesting purchase here. I went garage sailing, and I was just having a really bad day garage sailing. Nothing was happening. I was finding garage sales that were not there, meaning I hate when the signs are up and it's not there. They didn't take the sign down. They didn't take it off of yard sale treasure map. So you're chasing your tail. And I was not just going to buy something when I did get to some of these garage sales. So I got to this one garage sale, and there was this baseball bat, and I really don't know a whole lot about them, but I do know that there are some that are expensive. So I picked it up, and then I looked at it, and it's a 918 Prime Louisville Slugger. And wow, I saw the comps, and I'm like, ooh, wow, that's pretty good, when I saw the comps. So I asked the guy how much, and he said $50. And so he then proceeded to explain to me what these bats mean. And so I got an education. The 32-inch is a drop 3, so 32 inches long. A drop 3 means 3 ounces below the 32-inch length. So this is a 32-inch long bat. Drop 3 weighs 29 ounces, and it's a BB core. So, and then the 918 here is the year. 18 is the year of the bat on this particular brand. So I got some education, and I managed to get the bat for 40. I got him down to 40. Put it up for, I believe, $219, and the buyer paid $17.95 shipping. So I sold it for $200, and that was taking 40 and turning it into 200. Sometimes you have to spend a little more, but especially if you know it's a hot item, it's going to sell. Used bat selling for $200. It's no different than some golf clubs. Some golf clubs, like we've talked about, some drivers, very expensive. So keep your eye out for some baseball bats. You just don't know. All right, this is another interesting item. This was a very kind of a strange deal also. I was in a Goodwill, and there was some other pickers that were around me that we all are friends. And this one guy was grabbing a dresser that was, I can't remember the name, but it was a modern kind of look to it. And he wanted it. It was a $600 dresser, and they wanted $39.95. So he said, I'm taking the dresser and the nightstand. So I missed out on those two items. Then they said, hey, there's a desk in the back. He really didn't want the desk. So I immediately said, I'll just take the desk. Kind of blind. I just wanted to make sure I had a chance to get it. Desk came out, and it wasn't in really good shape. It was pretty rough. So I began to open the drawers up, and in the back of the drawers was a bag full of belt buckles. And so naturally I said, wow, okay, this is where building a relationship with a Goodwill employee helps. There were about 15. Of them, about 8 I thought were okay. I didn't know if they were great or not. I had no idea. Another picker and me were looking at them, and they just didn't seem well. He didn't want them. So I said, I'll take the 8. And this is one where I had, again, came back home, and they managed, okay, let me slow down. Went to the Goodwill manager, said, how much for these 8 belt buckles? And he said, you know what, just give me $4. Like $4. I said, fine. You know what? They put a tag and took them away. He just wanted to get them out. I explained to him where I found them. So I got them for $4. And I decided to put this one up at $50. You know, I had no idea. It's not silver. I looked high and low for any mark. Now, it could be silver, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Just from my knowledge. I mean, I looked high and low. And then I had an Apollo 11, which I'm not showing you on here, an Apollo 11 and a Bicentennial and a couple others. Now, the Bicentennial had a $10 comp and so forth. Long story short, I put it up at night and went to bed. I woke up in the morning. Somebody bought 4 of these belt buckles. This was one of them at $49.95. They bought another one at $29.95 and 2 of them at $9.75. Just like that, all the same person. So again, a lucky find in the back of a drawer of a desk. You hear of these things, turns into be almost $100 worth of items sold. And I still have 4 belt buckles left. And one of them is the Apollo, another Apollo, which sold for $29.95. I'm thinking of put that one up for a little bit more. All right. Another item that stuck around for a while. This was one of my early purchases. If you saw some of my earlier videos, Salvatore Ferragamo Nero Pebble Calf shoes. I had a better pair that sold right away for $300. I paid $50 for some 2 pair of Salvatore Ferragamos and 1 pair of Michael Tashi. This one hung around. I had to lower the price, but I figured, hey, my $50 had already made me money. And finally, these sold for $120 and $17.95 shipping. So off of those shoes, $420. I have $420 out of my $50. Not bad. All right, here is the one that I'm going to show you is in my living room right now. In the box behind me, right there, that box, that is the fishing pole lamp. If you saw my other video, you saw how crazy I was about I didn't know what to do with this lamp. And hopefully you can see it. It is like 6 feet tall. It has this arch, and then the bottom half here is like a fishing pole reel. And the Goodwill sold it to me for $23. And I managed to get it apart in the Goodwill, and it fit in my car. So I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a bad buy. I think I had it up for, I think, $229. I can't be positive, but this guy came back and gave me an offer at $200, and he paid $57 for shipping. So now I'm boxing up right there. That is all of the base in there. Now, the pole. Over here is the lampshade, and on the ground is the weighted piece. Those two have to go in another box, which I'm going to make up. And I'm going to ship this in 2 boxes. A buyer is in New Mexico. It should be close to my $56. I think if it goes over a little, I really don't care. I'm still going to make great money. But it's just a difficult item to ship. So this will be a 2-box shipping, and I already told him that. He's going to pay me on Friday. I was cool with that. That gives me time to package it and get it out of here. So a very odd item, and it did sell. All right, another one with not a really long tail, but it definitely was hanging around for a while. And this is a Tractor Control S4 Scratch Upgrade Kit. And it is rare. You just can't find them anymore. You just have to find the right person to buy it. And I finally did. And it was a $6.99 purchase. I remember that because the guy at the register at Savers, he was into this and he said, "You found that?" And because he can buy after 2 days items. He couldn't buy that item. He would have. But I found it before he did. And he was like, oh, man. But he knows the rules. He works at Savers. Savers employees have to wait 2 days on any item that's new. They just can't buy the same day. So that came out. I got lucky. And it finally sold. All right. Many of you have also saw my video of the vintage Ream record player and turntable. This was actually in pretty good shape for as old as it was. And I put it up for $129.95, and I had some offers, you know, and you get the low ball offers, and I just said, no, I'm just going to be patient and wait. It wasn't killing me as space-wise. It's a nice case. It locks up and everything. So I waited, and I was patient, and this was a key, being patient again. Sold it for $129.95, and he paid $53.95 for shipping. And it was not as bad to ship it. I think it only cost me $35. So not bad. And don't be afraid of these things, guys. If they're working and they're in good shape, pick them up. I believe it was a $10 purchase at my Honey Hole thrift store. Very cool purchase, and sold pretty quick. All right, here's a bigger item right here. Very cool and also very hard to find. Yamaha TX 2000. I believe this was a 50th anniversary or something. It's a very unique tuner, and it doesn't come off often. I was the only one, so I love it. I'm the only one. I stuck to my guns here. I put it up for $375. I paid $50 for it, and I just hung on to it. He paid $23.95 for shipping. I believe the shipping was really pretty much to square. Again, classic tuner, very good shape. Just had to be patient. I knew eventually it would sell, and it sure did for $375. This might be my last item. Let me see what this is. All right, garage sale find for $10. 4 Radio Shack wireless intercoms, and buyer paid $13 for shipping, so made a good little profit. I think this was an FM wireless intercom. Yeah, it's like the old wireless telephones in your house, 900 megahertz. One of the cords was cut. I disclosed that. All they have to do is, you know, kind of tape it back together themselves. But it sold for $64.95. Another good little find. You guys know me. I look for a lot of vintage electronics. I believe that there's a lot of value in those, especially if you can continue to find the right ones. Is that it? Yep, that is it. All right, guys. So hopefully you got a pretty good idea of a few things again that I sold. And a few things that I picked up. You know, every time I go out thrifting, it's interesting that I never, you know, just like most people, you just never know what you're going to find, you know. And today was no different. You know, started out again pretty slow. And today seemed to be like shoe day. And got a lot of what I call quality shoes. The tennis racket is sweet. I'll show you that when it sells for sure, just so you can see how valuable some of these tennis rackets can be. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and go Niners. I'll see you later. Thanks.